Alright guys, welcome back. So just like we've said before, we are going to be exploring the Superstore dataset using Microsoft Excel workbook. So come right into the data tab, new query, file, then from Excel workbook. Then we're going to be working with the Superstore dataset import, and we're going to extract it just like we've done before. Extract, now transform data. Now the transform data is going to open up the Power Query editor. The Power Query editor is another application on its own, which is quite different from Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Power Query editor is basically or primarily made or designed for data cleaning. So we use it to arrange our data, to format, to make formatting, to make one or two manipulations before we can start our analysis. All of this has been introduced to us during the introductory part of Microsoft Power Query. And then we said that we have the tabs and then the ribbons, we have the applied steps, we have the queries, and then we have this minimal information that tells us how many columns and how many rows that we have in the data. Right, let's get into it. One of the first things we are going to be learning is choosing columns, removing columns, keeping rows, and removing rows in Power Query. So choosing columns is used. We have two options for the choosing columns. Choosing columns is used when we are not interested in working with all the columns inside of our data set. Let's say we have 20 columns, but for this analysis that we want to do, we are only interested in 4 columns. Mind you, choosing columns does not necessarily delete all our columns or the ones that we are not interested in. It just allows us to work with the specific ones that we are interested in at that point in time. Let's say, for example, my analysis involves that I work with category, city, country, customer ID, and customer name. Basically, all information about the customers, but not the rest. So I can easily say, hey, choose columns. Then I'm going to go with the first option, choose columns. Then I'm going to have the list of all the columns inside of my data set. I can as well deselect all of them, then choose the ones that I want to work with at the moment. I want to work with the category, the city, the country, the customer ID, and the customer name. Then the next thing I'm going to do is OK. And what Power Query is going to do for me is narrow the data down to the specific ones that I've selected. I can quickly say, hey, I want to work with this. Then I'm just going to go with the option close and load, then take it to Microsoft Excel. And this is going to be all the data that I have access to. Just because I'm trying to limit, then I'm trying to enhance the performance or the optimization of my data set. So this can be faster since I'm not interested in other columns. Just like I've explained in the preview or the introductory part, I said we have the applied steps. So every single thing that is done inside of Power Query is recorded. The first thing was we connected to the source where we extracted the data from, as you can see, Excel workbook with the Lion, which is the folder, document, and the Superstore dataset. All of this is basically called the M language. So the M language is auto-generated. You don't have to type the M language yourself. So when you perform a particular step or a process, the M language query or the formula is going to be auto-generated for you. And the next thing that we did was navigation, where we tried to extract the data that we want to work with exactly. And this place we chose Superstore. If you remember, we had options like Superstore, Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and so on and so forth. So we selected the data that we want to work with, and the next thing that this guy did was to promote the headers. So during the process of selecting the data that we want to work with, the headers is column 1, column 2, column 3, which does not make any sense. And what Power Query did for us was to promote the first row as headers, which is the third step. All of this has been done for us without us having to do them again. And the last thing that Power Query already did for us by default is to change the data type. So we have different data type in Microsoft Excel or in data analytics. As you guys all know, we have the text, the numbers, the dates, and so on. So Power Query already detected automatically what each of the columns are going to be. Before we arrive at change type, you can see that all of these are ABC123, which means a general data type or any data type, not specifically to anyone. But the moment we come to change type, you will see that Power Query already detected what each of the column represents. And the last thing that we did, which is just what we just did now, is to remove other columns. So all of these are recorded under the applied steps, and you can also reverse the step. I can say, hey, I don't want to work with this step anymore. I want to go back. Then I'm just going to say remove the step by clicking on the castle icon in front of each step. So this is how we can manipulate our steps in Power Query and also choose columns. In the next video, we're going to be learning about removing columns, keep rows, remove rows. See you guys in the next video.